Well, tell me about that. You guys bust each other's cookies when you're on the road?
Oh,
No.
Jay,
Tell me your favorite story.
We're a milder form of what we used to do. We got away with murder back then because there was no iPhone,
Right.
There was
no
way to document all of our nakedness that we were doing and we thought was so funny,
That might be a good thing.
Our phone back then, Billy'd have his own X-rated channel by now.
Oh my gosh! You'd have to just put a bar over the whole video. Yeah, you couldn't even show
I don't have to say anything, Jay. Listen to this.
One of our favorite memories. This was in Sweetwater, Texas, and we're pulling pranks on each other, going back and forth, and we're at sort of a little mom and pop motel, going to play this radio thing that night, and so we can hear Billy in there in the shower. He's like singing his harmony part to whatever, one of our songs or something, and we filled up an entire trash can full of ice water, of course, and we dumped it on his head while he's in there. So he just bolts out of the shower, chases us into the hallway, and then we lock him out into the hallway. He's out there.
And what? And then
behind the machine.
And then what happened, Billy?
So I'm in the hallway, and there's one soda machine in the hallway. And I try and lodge myself into a corner of that to keep myself. And lo and behold, a family comes. A family. And there I am, completely trying to just pry. I'm still, every bit of me sticking out. So, so they
Billy, I think you wanted.
They actually, no, they didn't recognize me. Thank goodness.
It looks like the guy McBride The Ride, but more pale. He looks more pale.
So there's two parts to this story. So
is that the drumstick or you just have
You can defend yourself. Go ahead.
Oh man, and so they give me a towel. I go back in. We laugh. It's a big time. We end up. We have to go home back to Nashville. No. Go on. You gave me this.
Come on, Terry. You had your moment.
You left out the family gave you the towel.
The family gave me the towel. That's right. They did. Oh yeah.
Oh,
so we do our little radio tour at that time, and then we have to go home. Well, we're gonna go on TNN on the Ralph Emery show. Yeah. And so we're all three sitting there in a panel. And he's talking, and he goes, "Whoa, Billy, I hear you were caught naked in a hotel hallway in Texas." And I'm going, who in the hell put these guys up to this? Who to have Ralph Emery ask me this? I'm just sitting there. All exposed. So the gift kept giving. Yeah.
Television gold, Billy. Gold.
Oh man.
Yeah, so, you said your wife didn't even know the story that she saw it on television.
Yeah. Oh, I have to hear that on Ralph Emery show. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's crazy.
So good.
All right, Terry. As we talk about that, can you tell me what a shiitake mushroom is?
Oh man. Where did you hear that story?
I have my sources.
You do have some deep sources. That's interesting. That would almost be like a Brooks and Dunn connection. Is that where that comes from? What is it? Ray, your kettle is.
I'll tell you here, but go ahead with your story first.
Yeah, that stems from my motorcycle wreck back in the day, and an injury that I was in a head-on motorcycle wreck. Typical motorcycle wreck. Someone didn't see me, of course, and pulled right out in front of me. So ended up in the trauma center, and it's a place you don't want to be. It was like me, a young Amish kid had been run over by a wagon. I mean, that's the kind of people you're in the trauma center with. So it was anyway. I'd lost a lot of blood during that. I did a lot of internal damage, had a lot of problems, broken bones and shoulders, and my kidney was bleeding out inside, which was painful and a little scary. But I had no idea the effect it had on the rest of my body. So anyway,
Are we getting to?
Yeah, I had to have a catheter. They told me, which I never had before. So this beautiful nurse is wanting to, she asked me, I can do it, or I can have a male nurse do it. I'm hooked up. I've got broken fingers. I'm hooked up here. I've got morphine going in me. My wife is here. The preacher from my little country church, I don't know if he was there to say the last rites or what over me, but he was there. And so when she left the room, I thought, oh no, she's going to come back and, have to deal with me, and I hadn't even thought about any of my personal areas other than what I could see, So anyway, I kind of got my gown opened a little bit, and to my dismay and shock and horror, my certain parts of me were smaller than I'd ever seen it before. And so I likened it to a shiitake mushroom because, so here I am, all of a sudden my monitor starts going off, my blood pressure, I'm about to stroke out. I'm so shocked at what I'm seeing. And my wife is like, that nurse doesn't care. And I said, no, but I do.
Right.
This hurts worse than my lacerated kidney at the moment. It's like, so yeah, that was
Oh, mercy. I'm almost sorry I asked.
Well, and I kept it very PG. Usually I can go into great detail, but I was trying to think of some way to get the story out there, but yet spare a few people.
All right, Ray, your turn. What's your wildest story from the road?
Oh boy. Well, probably the ones that I can't remember are the ones that are the wildest. I just remember we drank a bit more than we probably needed to.
Yeah.
In those years, and
not all of us drank a lot back then.
Yeah.
No, Terry didn't drink at that time.
I was a sober guy.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, Jay, but I do remember one that always comes around to haunt me quite often, even to this day, is I got a little. I'd had a few shots of tequila, I believe, in Myrtle Beach at the Beach Wagon. They served their alcohol in those little airline bottles. And so I remember we left there with, 20 airline bottles of Jose Cuervo, and you start drinking them, they go down like water. Next thing you know, I said something to Terry about something. A girl came up at that time, and I started to say, Terry, that'll never work. And it came out, that'll naddle. And he picked right up on it, and it became that'll naddle, faddle, waddle, paddle, daddle.
Yeah.
You just lose all sense of tongue ability after so many shots of Jose Cuervo.
We still use that, Jay. We're still